to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
So yeah, tummy. Right now.
So you don't know what you ate. I get that in the house a lot too. It's funny that you mentioned the iron stomach thing.
Yeah.
I get that in the house all the time. Like Venus will be like, "Smell this," and I'll be like, "It's milk." She'll be like, "Does this smell off to you?" And I went, "No, it's fine." Yeah, well, you have an iron stomach. Well, what's that fucking have to do? What?
But what does the expiration date say?
It's always fine.
I know, but if it's beyond, it's instantly suspect.
It's never. She just has like this, like a scent. Like no, I don't want to fuck with it. And like I'm not really even doing shit. I don't do. I'm not really drinking milk. I'm not of late. I don't even have bowls of cereal.
I just figured
Xander cranks through it though.
I used to drink a lot of milk as a kid. Tons of milk.
Oh yeah. Oh, milk jug shit.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
fucking ice cold milk right out of the fridge. You just pop the cap and
yeah.
You know.
What are you doing in there?
Nothing. Just getting a glass.
Did you get a glass? Oh, now I will.
Oh, you mean I can have more?
We were just doing something the other day too. I can't remember what it was. It might have been like a lunch bento box or something, and Venus pretty much went, "Yeah, I don't know if I can eat that, but you can eat it." And I went,
"What the fuck?
Why?
What's wrong with it that you won't eat it?" But
she's like, "Yeah, but you have an iron stomach." I'm like, "Okay,
yeah.
If it kills me, that's a hell of a test."
Well, it's weird because it's for me like rare. My tummy, the stomach never really complains about anything,
right?
You know, but everyone else that I know is like, oh, you know,
yeah.
My wife especially, like, if she has too much dairy, if she had some soy, if she has this, if she has that, it's bad news bears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's an evening on the toilet.
Yeah.
While I'm sleeping, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, sorry, you know, like, but this moment in time, tummy's not happy for some reason.
It wasn't until like I just started talking about milk.
Yeah.
Like it may explain, like when Venus will like, "You want a coffee?" I'm getting Starbucks. Like it's usually on the weekends or a Friday when she's, you know, I'll want Starbucks, and I'll be like, "Yeah," because I used to all the time, Starbucks, venti, quad, come on, and of late, like I just get it out of habit. Like she asks, and I say yes, get me the thing, and she gets me the thing.
Yeah,
it's like a hard digest. Not that it gives me rumbly tumbly, but it's like, man, like that is too much milk. And now I think probably because I'm not actually taking in as much milk as I used to, like it's just not.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that didn't really taste as good as I wanted it to, because I meant to tell her after, because I think for her birthday, I'm like, "Oh, want coffee? You order coffee? I'll go get it." And she's like, "You want something?" And I meant to tell her after we got back, after like it took me most of the morning to get down the one venti that normally in years
it's
past,
milk with a splash of coffee.
Yeah, well, I get 4 shots, so it's, you know, it's not terrible, but the amount of milk that's in it.
Yeah.
It took me all morning to get this thing down. Now, I used to just, no, just give me the grande, so that way it's like even more potent with the 4 shots. I've had to like expand it out, and that's a mistake because now there's more milk in it.
Oh yeah.
And now it's like, fuck. By the time I get done with it, if I finish it, it's cold. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I
don't even get coffee anymore.
Yeah, I meant to tell her. I was going to tell her, just give me green tea next time.
Like if the girls go to Dutch, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's a sugar-free Rebel with sugar-free peach.
Yeah.
That's it. I have the standing order. If you want something, we're going to Dutch. Do you want something? And if I feel like having a Rebel with some peach in it, then I'm like, yeah. And she knows what to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get coffee.
Yeah, the last couple times from Dutch, too, I'm getting some Rebel mixy whatever, because it got to where the ER911
the Annihilator.
Yeah. the one I get like that plus whatever the Dutch fucking super tweak thing that I would get.
And the soft top.
Yeah. That was too much dairy. Like that would be like, no, I can't like it's and not that it was rumbly I'm like it was just discomforting. Not that I was like, oh, well, I'm Jackson Pollock on the back of the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
It was just like, like it feels
I don't feel
like,
right.
I don't know. Yeah, this doesn't taste good anymore.
Milk doesn't affect me. I just had cereal like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. No problem whatsoever.
What kind of cereal?
The Catalina Crunch.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a 0 sugar, fucking expensive.
Really?
Yes. If it's not on sale at Safeway, it's $9 a bag.
And it's probably 4 bowls of cereal. And the thing too is, like I'm not. I am having dairy. Like my thing for breakfast, and I don't know, probably since March, is there's this really nice like lemon Greek yogurt that we've found, or I found. Venus says it's too sweet for her. I have like a pretty good dollop of that, and then there's a really affordable, what's it called? Love Crunch. It's like a bag granola. About it's just a bag of granola, and it's like a dark chocolate and peanut butter dark chocolate. So I'll just have that and a dollop and it's like I mean it's not milk, but I'm still having dairy. So but the milk I think is just it's starting to get too much because I'm having it so infrequently. Yeah. Whereas my son, he he's our largest milk consumer. Well, no, that's not true. Venus may give him a run for his money because she has milk splash coffee.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's what I was saying earlier.
And she pounds.
Do you want some coffee with your milk?
Yeah, like just kind of throw the K-cup.
Can you just blow over the coffee
in the region of my coffee cup?
I just want some molecules to hit it.
Yeah, just kind of just graze it.
My wife is funny because she thinks milk is disgusting. Her and my daughter both. Because vegetarians, right?
Yeah.
So it's like milk is disgusting. Ew, it's so gross. Right. I can't believe you would like to drink milk.
Right.
It's disgusting. Ew. And I hear that all the time. But I fucking love it.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it's no problem. Give me a jug.
Yeah.
And
when I'm hitting the
when you're hitting the sauce.
When I'm hitting the cereal.
Oh, yeah.
Like listen.
I fucking love cereal.
I went and looked at it had to have been when Venus went to Costco, because normally I'm not looking when I
like a 3-pack of family size boxes of cereal.
There was fucking like Twix back there and some other like the boxes of cereal from when you're a kid and you're like, Mom won't let me have that. We have Frosted Wheats or Cheerios or some shit. Yeah. Like when I get an adult, I'm having fucking Captain Crunch and Twix.
All the good shit.
Trix and Lucky Charms all the fucking time.
Yep.
And then you hit that phase and then you realize you're eating like
sugar,
a half a pound of sugar at breakfast. And
pretty much.
I'm gonna have diabetes. I'm looking at this, the boxes in the pantry, and I'm like, ooh, shit.
But do they have marshmallows?
Yeah, but I'm like, ooh, I want. Oh, No, I would eat the whole fucking. I would eat the whole. Half the box.
If I didn't run out of milk, I could just keep going. You know what I mean?
And then I'd be like, "Fuck, I gotta work this off. How am I gonna do this?" And then I come out here to the garage, let's see the other box, and I'd be like,
"Oh,
well,
fuck."
Tough shit, son. Guess who gets to eat grape nuts? Fucking. Anyway,
I actually like grape nuts.
I love grape nuts.
Yeah, they grow in your bowl. You pour some in there, you put some milk in there, and as you eat them, you can see them fucking multiplying in there. You're like, God damn, what's happening? Where's it? They just don't ever end.
And then you got to eat. What's the other cereal that you really? Raisin Bran.
Oh yeah,
I can't stand raisins.
No, but you like it in Raisin Bran.
Hey, welcome to Sad Dad's Club Podcast, episode 241. I'm the Lord Food, cereal lord of all cereals. Raisin Bran.
Yeah.
Can't stand raisins.
Okay.
But even as a kid, because when mom or dad would get Raisin Bran, because the raisins were rolled in fucking sugar, didn't matter.
And they were taking a bath in the milk.
Yeah. But the problem always was those fucking flakes in Raisin Bran, 0 to soggy I had a conversation and now it's just a bowl.
You blink and all of a sudden you're like, damn, I missed it.
I cannot stand soggy cereal.
What's the other one? Frosted mini wheats. Like the little squares with the frosting on one side. Yeah. If you put those in a bowl and then pour milk on them and eat them out of, they will go fucking soggy and start breaking apart.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I would pour myself a glass of milk and just hand in them. And
really?
Oh, yeah. So then you're just getting the straight cold milk with a crunchy, crispy.
So now we're getting. So here, you have your method. What I would do would turn them all upside down, frosting side down, and then only fill the bowl because the frosting would help
protect them.
Protect them.
Wow.
And then what would happen is, as you would spoon it into your mouth, I don't know if you do this with Butterfinger candy bars, but the frosting
is tongue side.
Yes, is tongue side down, and then the frosting would melt, and then you would still get crunchy wheat. God damn!
I think it's bran. Aren't they bran flakes?
I don't know, but I was definitely regular. I would.
I'm pretty sure it's bran flakes.
And fucking clean the shit out. Yeah. I can't. Yeah, soggy.
Now I don't even think I ever realized that the flakes were coated only on one side. I don't think I ever realized that.
The frosted mini wheats?
No.
Frosted wheats?
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Frosted mini wheats? Yeah. Yes.
Shredded.
The shredded mini wheats.
It's like
a bundle with. Okay, I thought we were talking about the flakes.
It's got frosting on one side.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes you get the double coat frosting on them.
Like where it was almost glassed all the way. Fuck yeah. Milk side down, frosting side down.
Yeah, I love cereal.
And then bleh. Yeah.
Yeah. How about what about like Captain Crunch? That shit tears up the roof of your mouth.
Yes.
Or was it honeycomb or something? Or
no, it was Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch absolutely wrecks your mouth.
Well, there's a yellow cereal that also wrecks your mouth, and I can't remember what it was.
Really?
Yeah, I would tear you up.
I was more of a fan of the peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Okay.
Which I think, the little. I know Kix didn't do it. It would probably be some Captain Crunch. I think
it was like
had the balls, didn't it? The little balls.
It was like a little square with like ridges on it.
Chex?
No,
it's not Chex.
No,
Wheat Chex is another one. Like you had to eat that one fast. I preferred the texture of Wheat Chex over all the other Chex.
Oh, cinnamon Chex.
Because they would also. Oh well, shit. Cinnamon Chex is like new age, like millennial kid shit. Like the originals when we were kids. Fucking when we were kids, it was rice, corn, and wheat.
Yeah. Well, we had Chex though.
What?
I remember having Chex.
Yeah. When we were kids, rice, corn, wheat. And that's what your Chex mix was made of. All this honey nut Chex, cinnamon Chex, apple cinnamon checks. All that shit's...
Don't get me started on some kind of fucking granola cluster shit, because that stuff is the bomb. And
wait, what?
Some kind of almond granola nut cluster cereal.
Oh, those are good. Honey nut
fucking
honey nut cluster.
I don't care who it is, what brand it is. If it's got some sort of honey nut cluster granola thing in it,
yeah,
dude, I'm on board. I'm on board with that.
Those guys have like the little flakes too that get soggy really fast, but it kind of makes up for it because the granola cluster things stay.
Yeah. Or just a bag of granola in a bowl with some cereal. Fuck yes. Hells yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Fun fact, every day for breakfast I have yogurt and granola.
Oh, so we do the same thing.
Oh yeah. Every day.
What granola do you
It's a peanut butter granola.
Is it like a name brand thing?
Yeah, I get it at Safeway.
Purely Elizabeth?
No.
That's a good one too. I've ebbed and flowed from there. Like granola got stupid expensive during COVID.
Yeah.
So I had to walk back from it.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember the yogurt that we were having.
It's the kind.
Oh,
kind peanut butter.
Yeah, I went through that. I think that was.
I love that stuff.
I think it was, and the only reason I'm on the one that we're on now, I think it's just a little bit cheaper than the kind ones. Might be less calories.
The reason why I get the kind one is because it has the least amount of sugar out of all of them.
Really?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And that particular style, the peanut butter, whatever granola, has the and of even their own granola.
The brand of yogurt. It might be called Zoa. And they have a honey, like a plain sweetened with honey, and then a lemon. And I dig the lemon. Like I ebb and flow through it. Like sometimes I'll be fine with like a vanilla.
Yeah,
the honey one is really good. I think Venus, like I said, Venus thinks the lemon one's too sweet. I don't want like the filling bottom style of yogurt. Yeah. I like it flavored just a little bit. Like plain yogurt to me is just I can't do it. Like I need a little bit of something, and between the lemon and the semi healthy, not too sugary granola, it hits the well, I'm not pounding a bunch of sugar. And this isn't terrible for me, but it's enough to get my motor going in the morning.
I want to say the yogurt I use is the is it Oikos 000?
Okay.
000.
Yeah.
That with that granola, and I just open it up, mix it up, and then put granola on top, and then eat it. And I love it. And I get especially at Safeway if you can get it on sale, right?
Yeah.
I'll buy a bunch. Buy it on sale, fill up the fridge, and just have one every morning. And
so you do a little cup?
Yeah, it's just the yogurt cup.
You're buying the tub.
No,
like
just
I buy the big guy. And
no, just the single serving cup, and then you're like controlling the portions too.
Yeah,
and then just sprinkle granola on top of it. Good to go. Love it. And then if you get like mixed berry, it's almost like, because it's peanut butter granola, it's almost like a peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter jelly sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like them with all the flavors. Lemon. I mean, it doesn't matter really. Yeah. They're all good.
Venus makes like full blown like parfaits to take to work sometimes. She's got
fruit,
blueberries.
Yeah.
And then some of the, I don't think she's doing granola right now, but she's doing the honey yogurt and blueberries and making like a parfait and like a small Glad single serving breakfast cuppy doodad.
I mean, back when I was going to the office, I would go across the street to the Briar's Patch and get their parfait. Yeah. So it was like they would make it at the deli. And then it was like granola and fruit and yogurt. But it was way too big.
Really?
And I think it had honey in there. Yeah, it was way too big.
But now you also have cereal, and so you've been pounding the cereal?
I have bought some, and then sometimes if I'm hungry, after I've had my yogurt, I'll have some cereal.
Oh.
Yeah, something like that.
Second breakfast.
Yeah, I'm like a fucking elf or whatever they are.
A hobbit.
A hobbit, yeah, those. I got big, giant, hairy feet, and sometimes I just need third breakfast.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, fucking.
Exactly. So, yeah, cool stuff.
There you go.
Fucking cereal.
You got anything funny that you've learned from TikTok?
Probably, but I would have to think about it.
Okay. So the other day.
That was a loaded question,
Right.
fucker.
Right. So here we go. You have time to think about it if you come across one. So it was actually a YouTube short that I ended up, in order to replicate it, I ended up finding it on TikTok. And it was some boyfriend, girlfriend on the East Coast. And she basically says, let me know, my boyfriend opens a mango or cuts open a mango in the most peculiar way. Let me know if anyone else does this. Now,
This sounds familiar.
Do you eat mangoes?
I mean, sure, on occasion.
I don't eat mangoes.
You don't like them?
Are
you a fuck mangoes guy?
I like mango nadas. Boba tea
with
mango.
With some tahini on
Yes. But mangoes as like let's get some apples and pineapples and what's on sale. Mangoes are, okay, we'll get mangoes. Like the girls and Xander, shockingly, much to the surprise of the family, love mangoes.
Yeah.
Okay. So when mangoes get purchased.
But you're not a fresh mango guy.
I'm not a fresh mango guy.
Okay.
So the video, she then they're staring at the camera and she like, all right, go. And so you cut your mango all the way across, like an
avocado.
Like straight across, not lengthwise, but across the equator of the mango.
Okay.
You then you cut it down to the seed and you twist.
Uh-huh.
And you effectively just kind of hollow out top portion of it. And if you're looking at the YouTube episode,
oh yeah,
so we're getting anyway.
Someone's getting serviced.
Yeah, it just pops off, and what you're left with is the seed, with like some.
That's what she said.
Right. With some of like the mango meat still on it, and like half of the mango in your hand that's just like hollowed out like a avocado with no pit in it.
Yeah.
And watching it, I'm kind of like, well, I don't really cut mangoes, so like, when was the last time someone did this in the house? Venus is like, no way. Like, I've seen this. It doesn't. No way. The next time we get one, we have some, and we're ready to cut. We'll try it. So he cuts it long, and then he eats. You spoon out the top
from the skin,
and then he says, then you eat the mango popsicle because the seed still has some meat on it that's left in his hand, right? So, and I'm like, oh, here we go. This isn't gonna be phallic,
right?
And he just like polishes the fucking
knob.
Knob of the mango. Like
trailer hitch.
Yeah. I'm like waiting for some dick joke between the two of them.
But none.
No, because apparently it's all about the mango. And then he goes, okay, so when you're done with the mango pop, he just bites the seed, holding the base of what's left of the skinned...
The balls.
Yeah, the balls, and then twists, and the seed comes out, and you're left with like a bottom.
Yeah.
The seed twists out of it, and the bottom half of the mango that is now seedless looks like a pitted avocado, and then you spoon out that meat.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It was early in the week. Fucking mango's ready. Okay. Wait, are we going to do... Yeah, we're going to do this thing. So I cut it across, twist, pull it, and it does exactly what it did in the video, and both Venus and Pepper were like, oh, all right. And so I'm like, well, who fucking wants the mango? I'm not going to eat it. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do the second part without someone eating the mango popsicle. I'm not going to watch.
No, not you, Piper.
I'm like, well, one of you, not my daughter.
Get the fuck away from this mango.
Here, your mom's going to do it, and everyone gets to leave
in the other room.
Yeah.
Take it with you.
And if you come back before my pants are up, well, that's your scarred life. And neither, I'm like, well, this part worked, and I'm not going to eat the mango, so you guys can do the twisting part. I don't want to ruin my teeth. I'm not going to bite the fucking seed. Oh, yeah. So they ate the top half, and I bit the seed, twisted, and fucking sure enough, it did. It came right out. It did exactly. Now I don't know if obviously you eat the bottom half of the seed that was in the bottom half of the mango, but it absolutely worked. To me, I don't think there was any wasted mango meat. And both of them enjoyed the fucking.
I mean, that's the good question. Is that the most efficient way to cut a mango?
I don't know. See, I don't know.
Where's Chef Ramsay?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, like, how do you eat a mango?
I don't remember the last time I cut one. I don't know.
Like, I mean, the seed is so fucking problematic. It's like this.
It's holding on to the fruit.
It's not like a peach pit or a nectarine pit that, like, if you get down the center, you can
peel it away.
Like, everything on that mango seed like comes out from it,
and
so there's no real way to get down to it without.
And it's too juicy.
Yeah. But this seemed to work. You're left with the bottom half of the mango that has the skin on it, so it's not necessarily like you're not holding on to the seed. You can eat the meat on the seed.
What is your hand doing?
Like
there?
a big wang.
What are you doing there?
Yeah. You cup the balls. Work the shaft.
I mean, I just kind of wonder if that's the most efficient way to do it. Is there some other way to do it?
Yeah, and I don't know. It felt efficient to me. Like, I don't know if some people peel the skin and then just kind of work down into the seed, or if they just peel off.
You've always got to contend with the seed. That's the problem,
right?
Yeah.
But this seemed to, like,
I guess you could spoon all the meat off the seed.
It looked once you twist it off the top.
Yeah.
It was very like how I would spoon out like an avocado. Like it was like a. It wasn't messy.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, here's a spoon, and you're gonna scoop this and eat it out of the top with the skin protecting your hands from getting all sticky. It looked like a smart way to do it. I suppose if you were just like trying to dice. Oh, you know what? Isn't it like you cut it in halves and then you do like the square? Why am I picturing like a set of squares and then you shave? I don't know. No,
I feel like we have to research this
better.
Yeah,
probably have to come back and like see how normal people. Anyway, if you've watched the video and you're like, does that fucking work? Yes, it does.
I mean, I love mango, but I couldn't tell you the last time I opened one or cut one open.
I would rather eat a pineapple than a mango.
I mean, either one. That's the other one. Have you? Oh, yeah. I mean, have you seen the? There was a TikTok that I saw a couple times. I think because I watched it and then my wife watched it like a day later. Of someone like opening a pineapple, but like they were like rolling it around and like getting the outside loosened up, and then it just like comes apart.
What?
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing, and the guy was like, you know, sometimes people are being funny or whatever, in their TikToks, and it was kind of one of those, and you're like, all right, whatever, dude, what's going on here? But they're like rolling it around and like getting the outside of it soft. And then at some point, like, you know how pineapples have like the little pokies around it?
Yeah.
Like each little section of a pokey would like, you can
that's
pull
fake.
It is?
I've seen that one. The rolling around seems like a twist to make you think, but the original one where you're cutting it and it almost segments off right at at all of the
not
little.
Real?
No, it's not real.
Fuck.
They take like a paring knife and like.
Oh, they're pre-prepping.
Yes, they're fucking with us because I remember seeing that and I went, no way! This whole fucking time I'm like doing this whole.
That's exactly what I'm
like.
thinking.
I'm going to get a goddamn pineapple.
Yeah.
It does not work. Does not work. I'm like, well, why was this bullshit? Oh yeah, it takes the prep here.
Yeah,
is that there's a paring knife and they cut all of them out so that way when they just it falls out right at like it almost looks like a octagon or a pentagon.
Yeah.
6-sided.
I do see a lot of TikTok.
It would have been handy.
Yeah, for sure. I do see a lot of TikTok recipe stuff that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's one guy that does recipes that are like old recipes, like from like the 50s or the 40s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like weird shit, like, I don't know, a cake made out of 2 things. And you're like, how is that going to make a fucking cake? And he's like, well, let's try it. And then he puts it together and follows the recipe and cooks it and pulls it out. And he's like eating it going like, oh shit, this is really good. And you're like, what the fuck? I don't remember specifically off the top of my head, like what these recipes were, but some of those I'm like, look, I want to try that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, he does that a lot. And I kind of dig that kind of stuff because it's like, I would have never thought of doing something like that, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of cooking TikTok stuff shows up in my feed.
Really?
Oddly. Yeah.
I mean, that's not odd. You like food.
I do like to cook.
I mean, hey.
You know? Yeah. I was just telling my wife, I want to get into making smash burgers. Do you do that? Do you have a griddle?
No.
I totally want to get into
But I want one.
I do. Like for my grill, I want to just get like a flat top you can put on the grill and then heat it.
Yeah.
And then you can make smash burgers or fajitas or some shit.
Was it with you?
I don't know. Probably not.
Someone told, and it might have been my dad. Because I was when my dad came down, I was preaching the gospel of the tube,
the smoke tube,
yes.
The smoke snake.
Yes, the smoke.
See, that's what they should have called it.
Smoke snake.
I was looking at your thing. This amazing. Snake. I mean, come on. Yeah. How about smoke snake?
Smoke snake. I'm like, yeah, I was at Lowe's and I was looking at the Blackstone griddles. I was really hot for a long time on the Evos, and it's essentially like a Mongolian. It's a circular griddle.
Yeah.
But
you gotta have room for that stuff,
right? And it being round, there's lost real estate. Like you're never going edge to edge on something like that.
No, but you got lots of room to do stuff.
Right.
Lots of room for activities.
I could walk around and. Do the sticks. Hey, you go. Is this got peanuts in it?
And then the next guy in line's like, "Can you clean the grill for me?" And you're like, "Fuck
you." She had no hot stuff. You deal with it. You want sriracha? When we were at Lowe's, look at like the Blackstones. Like I would like one. My dad was talking, and I'm like, so that's why we were there, and I had this tube. And Venus and I were like talking about where we could put a griddle, but we didn't really need one. We could put it in the pantry. But anyway, I had this tube.
But if you just bought a flat, you can buy just the griddle that goes right on top of the grate, right?
Yes.
And then you just cook right on your grill.
I have an insert for the big turbo grill in the back.
Yeah.
And the heat distribution is
Do you think that's a grill problem, or do you think that's something else?
I think in that case, it's using one thing to get close to, but doesn't quite ever. Like I can get plenty of heat out of the turbo.
Yeah.
But the insert I think is about as wide as a screen and maybe it as deep, but it's never going to get a heat distribution, a uniform heat distribution that I would get if I had a purpose griddle that had burners distributed in a
specific place
at with intention of needs to be here and here and here. Like it gets close. It's a very close approximation, but it's also just an insert. So I'm not getting
because that's what I would do for me.
Yeah. And my stuff, my burners aren't oriented that way too, so it's always like, this is hot stuff. But if you have something new, isn't your grill
I have a pretty new grill.
Relatively new?
Yeah.
And they probably have something that might even be better oriented. Like mine's like a aftermarket griddle insert, universal for something that, so I'm kind of...
That's a good question, because that's kind of like what I was looking for, not really thinking like, I don't know, whoever makes my grill. Not like, thinking that they would make something.
Right.
I would have just like gone on Amazon and done a bunch of research and maybe like a couple Google searches or something.
I really want one. I love the idea of I want to do smash burgers.
Yeah.
But I really want to do fried rice.
Uh-huh.
I would really love to be able to do fried rice.
Can't you just do that in a wok?
You can't.
But you have to have the right kind of heat.
Yeah, we make, it's another one of those like, make do. We have a really nice wok.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's
the burner
proximity to the burner.
Yeah.
It just doesn't get quite as hot without creating other issues where it's like,
when you watch those guys cook some of that stuff,
this shit's hot.
Oh, they got like the full ring of burners, and it's like torching the bottom of the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not fucking around. And like, I just don't think my burners are getting hot enough.
Mine don't.
With the you
lose heat really quick.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, I'm making do.
Yeah.
And that generally always equates to a product that's like,
making do.
Right. It's like, it's everything. Griddle is on my list, but I would be getting, what's the other, there's like
it's funny that we're talking about this, because the wife and I just like 2.5 hours ago had this conversation.
Really?
I'm like, I want a griddle.
I
literally said that.
If you had your choice, you would rather have a purpose griddle, or you would be happy with an insert to save.
Well, I mean, just to save space and whatever, I would be happy with one that goes on my grill, because I have a 4-burner grill, and that shit gets pretty fucking hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yours is new.
Yeah, and I don't have any problem with it not being hot enough. And I could imagine that if I had a griddle on there, what kind of heat I could get out of it. That's my thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were just talking about this afternoon.
Yeah.
About making smash burgers, about making fajitas, about all this different stuff, and I'm like, fuck, I want a griddle. I want a griddle top, like big time.
We were yes. I can't, like I said, I'm trying to remember the other competitor that I've looked at. That it was the Blackstone. I don't really have an affiliation. I can't think of the other name, but I would, if I were to be putting together like new stuff for maybe 2-3 years down the road, I would get a purpose.
I feel that
griddle station, and I'm probably looking at, because I won't ever get rid of the turbo, but I would probably be looking at some of the new pellet options, pellet barbecue smoker options, and I would have those somewhere like next to each other, like because I don't think, I'm sure you're getting the heat in those pellet ones. But like I said earlier, I would rather have this is a griddle by purpose, and this is my smoker barbecue by purpose.
Yeah.
And
well, I already have a smoker, and I already have a grill.
Right.
The other thing that I wish I had is something that I could do charcoal in when I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
You know, And at one point I had a grill. That was convertible and you could run charcoal in it or gas.
Mm-hmm.
But the charcoal was super messy to use in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't really seem to work all that well.
Yeah.
So I just ended up using gas with it all the time.
Yeah.
It was fine. But I would love to just have like a Weber kettle, you know.
There is it might have been near Valentine's Day. We were at Lowe's and they have probably what would be like our oh boy, door open. What would be my long-term like solution to that too? Because we already have like the little pit.
Yeah.
But we don't cook anything in it.
Right.
But if it got to like, I mean, we could. Like I would, if I was gonna like, oh, we're gonna do that. We're gonna get out the fucking 40-inch paella pan, and we're gonna use that. You know, where am I gonna cook? I could run some rebar across the top, and we could cook in it. But we were at Lowe's, and like I couldn't do steaks on it because I don't have a grill over it. I could make something.
You just throw a Weber grill on.
Well, I probably could.
Like a round thing.
Right. Lowe's though had a. It kind of looks. You may have seen it. It's not quite this diameter of our table here. It's like a steel circle pit, and it has like a swing arm.
Oh yes,
like that goes over the top of it.
Yeah.
Now the steel on it looks flimsy as fuck. Like
kids come play around this,
right? Like, well, it's more about like the weather. Like you would probably get maybe 2 seasons if you were actively cooking on it and using it for like, oh, let's have s'mores and we're gonna put some fire in here and have a get together and you're doing like backyard campfire shit with it.
Yeah.
I would probably be concerned about the longevity of the steel, but it would probably be a really good base to start with. But like, oh, well, I have my smoker and I have my barbecue and I have my griddle, but on the rare occasions where I wanted to do something with charcoal, I can leverage the pit.
Yeah.
And I could swing it out, and we could put, briquettes and shit in there, and you could do it there. That's probably how I would do that. Like, it's hard for me to like look at where would I put charcoal and like stare also at my barbecue pit or the campfire pit and go, I don't fucking know. Where would I put briquette? Like fucking right there.
Yeah,
I would do it.
You could
there.
Totally do it in that one.
I could. Yeah. If I had a square grill.
You could do it with wood, for that matter.
What?
Cook with wood off of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Throw some logs on there. Now you can get those. They're portable, right? But it's like a tripod with a chain thing that hangs down. You can do one of those, and then you vary the temperature based on how close you are to the heat.
Yeah,
or to the fire.
Barbecue wishing well thing.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any good deals recently?
Good deals.
Yeah. Anything you bought recently that you feel like you got a great deal on?
No.
I did at Lowe's.
Really?
What is it? We sponsored by Lowe's? Yeah. So we were at Lowe's, and all I went to Lowe's to get was this is hilarious. Some of those little plastic / rubber inserts that go in the hose to keep them from leaking. They go in the hose end.
Like an O-ring.
Yeah. So I had a hose that went missing and it was spewing out of where the handle was.
Okay.
And it was really, so I go to Lowe's. I looked at them I didn't need 50 of them, right?
Yeah.
At Amazon.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we'll just go to Lowe's and pick some up. And I think Shanna had looked at Walmart and she couldn't find any. She probably didn't know what she was looking for. So we went to Lowe's and I find the bag and we're walking and Chandler just bought that new smoker there.
Right.
So I wanted to see what he bought. So I found it. It was a nice little unit.
It is nice.
And I go like through all the barbecue stuff and I get to the back and across the back of that barbecue display, they have like the last row is barbecues and smokers and stuff.
Yes.
And then they have lawnmowers.
Yeah.
And in between there, they have a whole row of like mowers that are on the ground on display. And then sometimes they have like open box items that have a tag on them that say how much, this discount because it's open box, it was returned.
Okay.
There was a brand new pressure washer that was sitting there. And it didn't even look like it had, like, it almost just looked like they had taken it out of the box and put it out for display, but it didn't have a price on it.
Fuck, I may have seen that.
Yeah, it was a Greenworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No price on it. And I'm like, shit. And Shanna bought Chandler a similar pressure washer, but she got it for $30. Okay.
Okay.
Now they fucked up. They realized it, but they had already told her it was $30, so they had to sell it to her for $30 kind of a situation.
Okay.
I knew that wasn't going to be the case here. So I said, hey, get somebody to help me. You got this pressure washer here, and I can't leave until I find out how much this pressure washer is. And I said, normally it's in a box and it's assembled and it looks like it's been used or returned or whatever. And he's like, I don't know. It looks brand new to me. And it wasn't. Like I took one of the caps off and water came out of it. So somebody definitely had taken it and used it.
Okay.
And it's a 2,300 PSI electric.
Like a Sunjoe, like my Sunjoe?
Yeah, it's a Greenworks.
Okay.
And like instead of it having, it was brushless motor.
Okay.
And I'm like, and the guy's like, I don't know, let me call. And so he calls the manager, I presume. And he's like, yeah, we got this, there's no price on it. There's this Greenworks, blah, blah, blah. And it was $350 brand new.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And so the guy's like, yeah, just give it to him for half off.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, sold.
Wow.
Fuck yeah. So I got a $350 pressure washer that somebody returned, had all the bits and pieces.
Wow.
And I took it home for $173. And that thing rips.
Well, someone probably got that home and went, I don't know how to start the motor. Where's the motor?
Yeah, it's weird too because it's super quiet because it's got this brushless motor. So it's really weird. But when you pull the trigger, it takes maybe 2, 3, 4 seconds for the motor to be like, oh, we got to turn on. And and then it just kicks on, man.
Okay.
It just... Man, I had some like staining on the front entryway, like sidewalk, right at the corner before you go to the front door. And I had I have a smaller pressure washer that I just got.
Oops.
And I had bought for it a little cleaner disc.
Yeah.
For like patios and whatever.
Yeah.
And I had run that on it, and it didn't touch this staining. It didn't touch it whatsoever. But this new guy, I got out there, man, it just took all that staining right off. I was like, fuck yeah. That's fun.
With the disc?
No.
Or
just the pressure washer itself. Yeah. And even the old one with just the pressure washer itself wouldn't touch it.
It's like, but I'm trying so hard. I'm going to get out the big guns.
So I felt pretty good about that. $173, 2,300 PSI pressure washer. Sold.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. So I feel good about that.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Lowe's. Hashtag not a sponsor.
Yeah, I think the one that Shanna bought for Chandler a couple years ago, that one was at Home Depot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The guy, Shanna's, how much is this one? And the guy's like $30. And the girls had no idea. It was Shanna and Melanie there. They had no idea. They're like, oh, okay. And they took it up to the counter to pay for it. And the chick was like, how much is it? And my wife goes, $30. And she's like, no, it's not. She goes, yeah, the guy said it was $30. Call him. And so she did. She called him. How much did you say this? Did you say it was $30? He goes, yeah, I did say it was $30. She's like, dang it. Okay, yeah, $30.
You missed a zero, dickhead.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, so that was the one. That's the one that Chandler has. But now I have my own nice pressure washer.
Right.
Because as a sad dad, here is what happens to me. I don't know if this is Okay. I don't know that it's similar for you because it seems like you're the only person that really touches anything out here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, so far, yes.
My son was always fucking with my shit in my garage.
Okay.
Right? Touching my stuff. So when I would get stuff, and it may not have been, like, it was stuff that maybe was given to me for Christmas or a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing I would just go out and buy. I didn't spend any money on it, and it wasn't what I would personally purchase for myself.
Okay.
So it's never quite as good as I thought it should have been. But I'm not going to complain because it was given to me. It was a gift.
Right.
But that stuff tends to not last long when your son is fucking around with it, right?
Right.
And so I had a lot of that kind of thing happen. And then my son goes and gets nicer stuff than I had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
After he wrecked it or used it.
Yeah, and then complains about the shit that I have.
Right.
That's how it works at my house. Of course, now he's moved out. But yeah. So now I actually have a decent
now you have
pressure washer.
Your own that's of decent quality.
Yeah.
And you've got a good deal on it.
Yeah.
So fuck off, son.
Just funny stuff. I don't know. That's just funny how it works.
I'm trying to think. Recent stuff that I've purchased, I can't seem to. Yeah. Of late, it's I have nothing where I felt like
you got a good deal on it,
right? Yeah, like oh man.
No. Yeah, beyond the pressure washer. I don't buy that much stuff really.
Yeah.
So beyond the pressure washer, I mean, I could go to Costco and be like, "Oh fuck, that's a good price on that bag of almonds."
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't walk out of there going like, "I got a really good deal." You know, I just bought almonds because they were a decent price. That if I had bought the same bag somewhere else, it would have been double or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't get it for half off because someone returned it.
Although that's not true, right? Because I returned the little smoke tube and the bag of things, the bag of pellets, because I was like, can't justify this, and I got a really good deal because your son just came and gave it to me.
Yeah,
I didn't have to pay for shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now imagine had you purchased it.
Yeah, had I purchased it,
and they would have brought over that one, and you'd been like, "Fuck, I already bought one."
God damn it!
And
not
then,
a good deal.
And then you would have had to take it back.
But being given the thing at which I returned,
you literally just had in your hands.
That's a good deal.
Oh.
That's the best deal.
Yeah, that's funny stuff.
But it's like good deals. The like latest thing we talk about this, like old man shaking his fist at the sky type of shit. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
So my dad, for the longest time, he's had like a Garmin, like a Garmin dash navigation thing.
Yeah.
He's had this thing. It turns out he'd had this that I bought for him when he just started doing baseball and games. And we were still at the cusp of
GPS.
Yes, phones with fancy things. I bought him just like the Garmin window dash mount navigation system.
Yeah.
10, 15 something years ago. It finally gave up the ghost, and he, like par dad, he like brings it in and he's like, "Hey, I need to take a look at this thing." I go, "Okay." He's like, "It won't even power up." I'm like, what am I supposed to, okay? Like, what do you want me to do with this? He's like, "Oh, just see if you can replace the battery." I'm like, "Dad,
it's dead."
This thing's older than my son. It's done. So this thing has kind of like made its way around the inside of the house because I just haven't had the gumption to just flat out
toss it.
Yeah. But he's not driving around with it. And while he's been doing games in the local area for length of time, there's probably no high school or community field that he hasn't been to that he doesn't know the directions to.
Right.
But he is getting older.
He has an iPhone, right?
Yes. But it's on his pocket. He doesn't touch he's not really using hands-free stuff. He could. So, Venus just the other day, she was like, what's the deal with the fucking Garmin? What are you doing with this? So I got a wild hair at my ass. I'm like, what really needs to happen is because he has 13. He has a new iPhone.
Yeah.
He has a phone that's more than capable with CarPlay of doing this without me having to buy a Garmin. Even though it's one of those things where it'll be like, Dad, you're done using this old beater shit.
Yeah.
Like
you already have a thing.
You already have this.
Yeah.
I just need to get you to use it.
Even if he just uses his phone on a mount in his truck or his car.
Yes. Yes. I mean, essentially, that's probably...
Because that's the same thing as using the Garmin, but it's just...
It is, but then I would be worried. Because I already know he sometimes fucks with ingress when he's... So I wouldn't want him to have that. Anyway,
yeah.
Yes, that is a solution, too.
Yeah.
If I could convince him to not fuck with his phone for anything other than navigation when it was there. But being a car guy and a car audio guy, my leap was to, well, you know what? I'll just get him a new head unit that supports Android Auto, CarPlay, and he can plug in his phone when he gets in the car, and it'll, relative to him, it'll just be, I type in my address, I hit the thing, and it's on my screen. It'll probably be a bigger screen than he had with the Garmin by far, and it'll just work. And then I can get him set up with a hands-free phone, all that stuff.
Yeah. Music
is serious, whatever. Like it all be right. Done. Like fucking Mike just did a thing for his son with a new unit because he's, also the same thing with CarPlay. Piper, while the Miata could have that, Piper is more than comfortable enough with just docking her phone and doing navigation with her phone. She's capable. It's a little bit of a leap for my father.
Yeah.
So I haven't really pushed that with a new deck for the Miata because Piper makes do.
Yeah.
So I get on the Crutchfield. Dad, what's yours? Your car? 26 Ford Fusion. Fantastic. Do you have this speaker and this singer on your door? Yeah, I have that. Okay, take a picture of your fucking dash. Punch it in. Absolutely, there are options. But the options all require you to purchase this other fucking like console reorientation kit that's almost as expensive as a head unit because car manufacturers are doing this all-in-one bullshit with the dash.
Yeah.
That
I know.
And so now, like, head unit and this console entertainment climate control reorientation thing is twice the price of just buying a brand new fucking Garmin.
Yeah, that makes it tough.
It's like this would have been an easy solution.
You just say to your dad, just buy a new car, dude.
Yeah, fuck, Dad.
You just trade this thing in and get
I need you to leave the Fusion here for a bit. And geez, Dad,
look, it turned into a.
While I was washing it, sugar got in the tank and your motor blew. That's weird. Anyway, could you need one of these new cars with CarPlay?
It already has CarPlay in it.
Yeah, it has CarPlay in it.
Easy solution.
Solved it. This is great.
Yeah.
Anyway, now that's how you work this.
That's right.
And you pair your phone and it just works. Anyway, it's got CarPlay on it. Man, it's so frustrating.
That is. Like, my father-in-law had a problem with he has a Honda Odyssey. I think it's an 09. And the radio screen took a shit. So you couldn't see what was happening on the screen.
Okay.
And so it sort of became, and it's a hugely integrated, GPS navigation system. It's 09. So it's right on the edge of when CarPlay was starting to be used by some manufacturers. And so I started looking into we can do a CarPlay deck and then, we can but then it's an aftermarket thing. And then you're going to lose this functionality because it's no longer part of the car's system.
Yeah.
It's very complex.
Right.
And I don't know. He ended up taking his radio to some guy, I want to say like in Rancho Cordova, who repaired it and gave it back to him, and it works. So luckily for him, he was able to find a solution that worked for him. And I thought specifically for him, because he's like 82, that was a better solution for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the thing too is, it really pertains to that gap of cars. I want to say in the mid to low teen 2000s.
Yeah.
Where the OEM manufacturer units weren't quite yet had the feature set of what phones can, and with integration with the phones and like all of the apps and or even aux in stuff, but also this amalgamation, like ergonomic plastics, and like all of the controls are just like all right here, or a unit that did a multifunctional dial that controlled multiple things. It was like, there's nothing to work with here.
Yeah.
And the features are lacking. So now I've got to suction cup something to my fucking windshield or 3M something to my dash. That whole period is just so fucking problematic to consumers who are audiophiles or have a broken component inside that fully integrated bullshit. Now, at least with, I don't know, probably mid 2000 teens to now, at least there's navigation with a decent sized screen built in, or an aux in, or CarPlay, Android Auto that's supported, that allows you to like, oh, this thing sucks, but I can make it work. Or at least like with the RS, like, there is no way that I can that I was going to fathom replacing my unit. It is the same thing. However, there is a logic logic box that allows me to do aftermarket everything else: speakers, amp, connect with the entire CAN network, so that I lose none of the functionality of how the car pipes stuff through the audio system, as far as system messages, alerts, door dings, whatever. But I get all of the benefit of aftermarket audio components.
Yeah.
As to the power in which I want. That's, I think, that perfect world. And I retain, like with CarPlay and Android Auto, I get all of the stuff from my phone and smart components on a decent sized screen. I don't have to fuck with any, I didn't have to move any controls, but I get the boom boom pows at a,
trust me, man,
at a thing.
The Cadillac was not built for any modifications whatsoever. I mean, there are options. There's one option, and that is if you buy what they call the Tesla style replacement, which basically removes all of the controls off the front of the dash, and then you replace it with this screen. So it's basically a big, giant, tall screen. And then it gives you all your HVAC controls and all. And I'm like, fuck that. Yeah. No way. And it's a cost prohibitive. It's very expensive. But the other side of that is too, like, I feel like I have all of the CarPlay capabilities and that kind of stuff, the tech sort of things.
Right.
But what I struggle with as a person who loves really nice, crisp sounding stereos is that it's a Bose system in that car.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And it's got...
Hashtag not sponsored by Bose, because we wouldn't want it.
Yeah. It's got microphones that are for like noise canceling that are built into the headliner. And there's a control unit and their own amps that are built in. And the speakers are like 2-ohm speakers. You know, so nothing is standard according to most typical car audio things.
Right.
So you can't just buy a 4-ohm speaker because, you know what I mean? So So now in order to do that, you got to buy like $1,000 module to replace that. And you got to unhook the mic stuff, and
right.
It's super frustrating.
Yeah.
And if you modify any of the stuff without changing it, because of the way it uses the microphone, it's doing this weird noise canceling thing, and like, I don't know, it's analyzing the audio that's going through the system and then listening and then optimizing, but really it doesn't sound all that good in my opinion. Because it's Bose. Like Dave Sampson says, no highs, no lows, it's Bose. Which is mostly true. So you have to put probably about $2,500 worth of gear to throw at it. You have to replace every fucking speaker in the car. You have to replace the amps because they won't work.
Right.
You have to replace, then you have to have a control module that will split out all the channels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm like, at this point, it's just not worth it. I'm just like the old guy that has a fucking Bose stereo in his car.
Right.
That just sounds mediocre.
It's one of those weird places to, I'm sure I'd just be guessing at the percentage, but maybe we're a minority, but it is an awkward demographic to be in, to be like, I really want this car or truck, and it does a lot of the things, but I guarantee you, I need to be in here because I'm going to want better components. Can I do that in here? When I got the RS, it wasn't at the, I wanted RS because of the machine.
Right.
But it wasn't long before, because it was not to the audio caliber that Grimlock was, the Subaru.
Sure.
It was, it didn't have the sub. It had like some sort of 6 in like a chambered thing that was supposed to be getting, it was not a sub. It was, and because I was coming from a car that had that sub, it was like an instant, like, well, when I talk about the RS and what an amazing machine it was, there was always the, but.
Well, there's the thing. There's the thing, right? Because my car prior was the Civic.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Which, from a machine standpoint, left lots to be desired.
Oh, yeah, right. You're right.
But with Mike's help, we put in, I mean, I already had the stereo and like the main 4 speakers.
Right.
But with Mike's help and putting in an amp and the 10-inch sub in that trunk, fuck.
Right.
It became, that was the best car audio system I ever had in any vehicle. The car, it was fine. It was a Civic.
Right, but it made the experience.
It helped make the experience that much better.
Right.
Now I have the car, but the audio part of it leaves a lot to be desired. Now, I understand it's a Cadillac. So most people that buy Cadillacs don't give any shits about that stuff.
And we're now back to like the awkward demographic of, I'm an audiophile and a car enthusiast. Yeah. And I really need those two to be like bing bing, like butting heads.
Well, and honestly, you can. I mean, I could. It's
right.
It's not unheard of.
And
people
I made
do
it work for the RS.
Yeah. I'm just not willing to put $2,500 into it.
Right.
That's the bottom line. And I could do that. And the speaker placement and the opportunities you have for that kind of stuff are all there because the speakers it's like a 10 speaker system in that car. So all of that opportunity is there. You just have to put the money into it.
Yeah.
In order to get, and that's the thing, like you couldn't just upgrade the door speakers. You can't just upgrade the subwoofer. You can't do that because of the way that the system works and the mic.
It's a holistic.
You have to like be ready to like gut the whole thing, unhook the mics, and then take the audio signal that comes off the head unit and start feeding it into your what is it, the audio control?
Yeah.
feed it into an audio control, and then have it branch it out to 10 channels, to amps, to the speakers. And this is all stuff that you're buying separate from the car. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it'd be like $2,500.
Yeah. Whereas when we were teenagers, we're like, I got a new head unit. And then like,
and that was like $300.
Next paycheck, you're like, I got some Polk tweeters.
Yeah.
I got to put those in the doors.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Oh, I got some mid ranges. I got a component set. You want my tweeters?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Sweet.
I'd have to do it all at once. I mean, I guess I could buy it and stage it. But then hopefully I don't get some other car.
Your wife would always be wondering where you're at, and you're like slow jerking in the garage under your pile of like focal
speaker boxes and
what are you
amps
doing? What are you doing? I'm waiting another month.
Yeah, exactly.
For the audio control box.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's been of all the stuff out of my car that I don't care for that much. The stereo itself is the disappointing bit of that whole car. Besides the fact that it was in the shop for 4 months.
Yeah, right. This is Holden.
But goddamn, it's running good now.
Yeah, Holden my dick with the latest update. It's fixed still.
Yeah.
But the audio is shit.
Yeah.
It was just so after like living vicariously through Mike and Bradley's install, I was like, man. And like this being a purpose-built option for my dad to like, oh, I'm going to bring him up to speed, safer driver, hands-free shit. It's using his phone, only to then be like cock-blocked by 2016 Ford Fusion ergonomic climate control console bullshittery. Just like,
well, and I mean, think about the opportunity for him to like use a CarPlay setup with like something that looks a billion times better than the Garmin and works way better than the Garmin ever could.
Exactly. Right.
But then I don't to be cock-blocked by the whole fucking dash setup.
And I don't necessarily even want, like to your point, like for him, the phone screen size might be problematic. Like,
well, how big's the Garmin screen?
It was tiny, but he may have been making do. And in just, in this conversation and then like comparing the phones, like, oh, well, I don't think I would have wanted him fucking looking at that Garmin screen anyway. It was awfully tiny, Dad.
Well, I mean, you just buy him an iPhone 14 Max.
Right.
And then he'll have the big screen and it won't make any difference. Or an iPad.
Oh, yeah. Just put it. Here you go, Dad.
Yeah.
I can rotate out my iPad.
There you go.
I'll buy a new iPad and give
it. I've seen some.
What is this? It's your
new head unit.
New head unit, Dad.
I've seen some stereo custom installs where they use an iPad for the dash.
Yeah.
Which I just think is bonkers.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Mike do something like that? He had something similar to that, or I don't know. He had something nutty going on.
It wouldn't have been an iPad because
no,
he would have never got engaged if he had an iPad that early on when his courting of Angie worked out.
Yeah.
He had a really fancy head unit for the Z, but that was Android. I just saw. We're close to time. It's like the absurdity of mods. There's a I think it's called Galpin Performance, Galpin Garage. They do custom audio and auto stuff. They built this. I think they're making 24 Raptors, Ford Raptors, F-150 Raptors. This guy, they essentially forced in between doing like a solution of like aftermarket audio stuff and what the trucks come with and integration. They ended up having to he wanted a headliner with starlights, like the little lights in the headliner. You can't buy a Ford Raptor without the moonroofs.
Oh yeah.
So they took the top off and put on an F-150 roof.
Oh my gosh.
Just so they could gut, right?
No.
Yeah. Then he wanted massage and heated and cooling seats.
Yeah.
Not an option in the Raptor.
Yeah.
So they took whatever the option, they bought the seats that are in the F-150s and whatever trim packages that have all of those, except those controls don't exist in your Raptor. So they had to create this entire like brand new console, like iPad thing in the Raptor because they wanted so much horseshit in a Raptor, but he needed the Raptor base. Like, listen,
that's a lot. You're going to a lot.
Like, you could just buy. Like, the moment I saw them cutting off the roof of this thing because we don't need the sunroofs because he wants Starliner. I'm like, just buy an F-150
and
Raptorize it.
Yeah,
like, and he wanted branding removed from it entirely.
Anyway.
So, buddy, you have one-off fenders on front and back. You have an updated suspension front and back. You have a grill, aftermarket, front, chase rack, aftermarket, add-ins, and a roof, seats, and an audio system that requires a completely homegrown, designed and engineered thing.
That's like, just somebody that has too much money.
Yeah, why buy? That's just buy an F-150, and most of that shit.
Yeah,
you're not paying the premium for the Raptor.
Yeah.
Oh, there it went. Haha. And on that note. Hey, I just saw also the WHO ended the pandemic.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna truncate.
We survived.
We made it. I'm gonna truncate. I guess we don't need to.
You don't have to wash your hands anymore. Or your ass, for that matter.
Well, I mean, you should stay washing your ass. You don't have to wear the mask if you don't want to.
You don't have to wear.
But it's cool. You should stay up to date on your shots.
Yeah, I was surprised how often I see people wearing masks around town. Still,
I think people are more. I was just talking about this with that. I think people are more proactive. Or it was Venus's dad. We were at sushi. Holy shit.
No time.
It was. They're going to Geneva, and he is. They're both. Him and his wife are both going to be wearing masks actively throughout most of the airports and travel terminals because at this point you can't unsee that it just makes smart sense whenever you're in large aggregate places of people.
Yeah,
it just it hurts. Why would you not? I'm going to a place where I'm going to spend a lot of money and I don't want to get there and then get sick a day in. So fuck. If anything, I've learned something from the whole COVID thing is that I'm fine wearing a mask. Masks are options. Some of other countries internationally were already on that boat, and now I can't unsee that it just makes good sense.
Yeah.
So wear a mask if you feel it's a need to protect yourself. Be empowered.
Yeah. Don't forget to vote.
Return the cart. Check your oil, Tony.
Yeah, and do the kindness.
We'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right, bye.